some normalcy back in our lives. I'd like to thank Mr. Solis, Dr. Castro, our board, for allowing us to have a banquet. We're one of the few that's having it. I talked to a lot of ADs in the area, and several of them were having outings, D award type ceremonies, and the banquets were very few. So it's really good to see, the dress up and get a little normalcy, seeing everybody talk. That's pretty neat to see, things that we took for granted to be able to see it again. So again, it's good to see the crowd. I'm extremely happy to see it. That always excites me, knowing what's coming, and the support that comes from Dilly. That's really neat to see that. When you're here looking at that, it looks pretty good. So I'm extremely proud of everybody that showed up tonight, parents supporting your sons and daughters. So I thank y'all for that right there. So again, we'll get started. The first one I'd like to call up is Talk Volleyball, Ms. Chloe Torres.
Hi, everybody. So I was too busy decorating. I didn't really put anything together to write, but Shandy was like, don't you like talking? Not in front of all of y'all. Y'all scare me sometimes. But so first things first, we volleyball girls, I've been with them the last 3 years, and it's been an amazing journey. It's been a great ride. I've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for their senior year. So this year was a little crazy. COVID happened, and it was probably the weirdest time to ever coach, and it's only my third year coaching, third year teaching. But I wouldn't want to do it with any other group of girls. They're awesome. I got a great senior group, junior group, sophomore group, and freshman group. And you'll notice throughout the night, they do absolutely everything. You'll see them in volleyball, basketball, softball, track, cross country, cheer. It's crazy because me and Miss Dubo share all the same girls, so you see them everywhere, and I'm very, very extremely proud of them. And it's such a great honor to be out here with them. I couldn't do it without Coach Rios. I couldn't do it without my coach, Coach Rubio, Coach Ramondi, even Coach Payne. All the time you go out there and help us, especially Coach Hawkins. I've seen her get mad at girls and boys at tennis, and I literally cannot wait to be her when I get older. She's awesome. And I tell her, how did you get mad at that kid? Do you feel bad? No, not at all. So I did say this year I was going to be a little bit tougher, and that's because of Coach Hawkins. So thank you, Coach Hawkins. So if y'all's kids get in trouble, blame her, not me. So if you ladies were in volleyball this year for the 2020-2021, please stand up. All my seniors, juniors, can y'all guys give them a round of applause, please? I see you, KK. Thank you, girls, so much. Parents, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to coach these young ladies. I love every single moment of it, and you can ask them. I even say, I'd rather be here with them every day. Obviously, I did basketball, too, just because I couldn't get away from them. And it's the same group of girls, so I don't get away from them. And I love every moment of it. So before we start off the night, I want to just ask a couple of girls to stand up as we recognize them. Zenestina Perez, Blanca Muniz, Jaslyn Bradshaw, and Reina Martel. If you can please stand up. They were this year's 2020-21 honorable mention for volleyball. And Janae Galindo. And our second team all-district was Mia Valenzuela. And this year's Lady Wolves volleyball MVP is senior Mia Valenzuela. I know. She's too far. Come get your plaque, girl. Ready? Look, smile. I'm gonna cry. Wait, your picture. Thank y'all, guys. Next up, I'm not too sure if Coach Silva's going to come up here to announce him. Cross country? Oh, so I have also the honor to bring up the best person out here, Coach Flores.
Good afternoon. And before I introduce our runners, cross-country runners, I like to introduce the coaches that helped me this year. Coach Sidney Payne and Coach James Rodriguez, four-time cross-country all-stater. So I'm learning from him now. And this year was not like every other year because of the COVID-19. Everywhere we would go, we kind of had to be secluded and wait till the race. So it was different than any other year. And not only that, but every year, 4 years, 4 teams get to advance to regionals. And unfortunately, that week of the district meet, our number 1 runner got hurt, and so set us back to 3rd place. But we still, part of our runners, we still got a 3rd place finish in district. So at this time, will the cross-country girls please stand up so you can be recognized? Thank you. And on our girls' side, our MVP girls were Chloe Rodriguez and Isabel Hernandez. So you please come up here. Chloe here. Huh? She's coming, okay. Y'all just wait right here. So like I said, on the boys' side, we came in 3rd, and we didn't advance to regionals, but we'll be there next year. And on the boys' side, will the boys cross-country runners please stand up? Okay. We never could manage to put a team together till that the week right before we went to our district meet. But anyway, I'm still real proud of our kids. And I want to introduce right now our MVP cross-country runners on the boys' side. And they were freshman Anthony Guerra and sophomore Eduardo Ramos. Will you all please come up here? And again, thank you, parents, for giving us the opportunity to coach your sons and daughters. And next is football. So football coaches, I guess you all come up here.
Um, First of all, I would like to thank the community and the parents for just all your support this year. For the not only the Dilly football, the football team, the boys football team, but as well as the whole athletic program. And I just want to once again thank y'all for that. And I'll start off the football presentation. Let me start off by first introducing the coaches as well. If offensive coordinator this year, we had Daniel Autry, the defensive coordinator this year, and then our assistant coaches, Coach Flores, Coach James Rodriguez, Coach Marcos Rubacalva, Coach Rene Maldonado, Coach Jose Alfaro, and Coach Matthew Moreno, and as well as Coach Wally. And one more person I'd like to introduce and who came in and helped us out this season as well is our interim head coach, Coach Jay Autry. And so next, we're gonna recognize the boys. Those of you that played football this year, you're on the 2020 Dilly varsity football team. If you can stand up so you can be recognized. Next, I'm going to recognize the all district selections. So as I call your name, can you please stand up and we can give you a round of applause. The first athlete I'd like to call to stand up is Carlos Gonzalez, first team all district running back. Next, Santi Reina, first team all district linebacker. Next will be Gabriel Tejerina, second team all district offensive lineman. Next, we have Clay Tom Hurt, second team all district defensive end. Next, we have Cristian Aranda, honorable mention all district quarterback. Next, we have Derek Garcia, honorable mention all district receiver. Caden Vega, honorable mention all district offensive lineman. Adrian Carrasco, honorable mention all district offensive lineman. Aaron Ramirez, honorable mention all district defensive lineman. Dorian Aranda, honorable mention all district defensive back. Anthony Silva Vargas, honorable mention all district linebacker. Roman Martel, honorable mention all district linebacker. Vicente Correa, honorable mention all district offensive lineman. And Michael Rodriguez, honorable mention all district defensive back. And those are your 2020 Dilly Wolf all district all district members right there. Yeah, I'll do all three. Next, we'll be handing out the MVPs. As the offensive coordinator, I'll hand out the offensive MVP. You got it? The one thing about the offensive MVP, the kid we selected, he was just a hard worker. He came out, he loved the game, came out and just wanted to succeed. And throughout the years that I've been here, I saw that in him. He just wanted to get better, and he just wanted to compete. And that's one reason. That's one reason why his drive and his strive. That's what I saw in him, and that's one reason that's leading him to go on and play at the next level. This year's 2020 Dilly Wolves Offensive MVP is Carlos Gonzalez. Want me to do defensive? Okay, got it. And now Coach Autry will do the defensive MVP.
Good evening. Going off our defensive MVP this year, this athlete we chose, he showed up every practice, he showed up every game, he competed to the best of his ability, day in and day out. And I'm extremely proud of what he's done and how far he's come and the time that I've been here. Man, he busts his butt every day. Okay, and I always talk to him about going a little extra further, and I believe this year it's going to shine. Our defensive MVP this year is Mr. Santiago Reyna. And now to our football MVP. This young man, you know, he did it all for us. Came in, worked hard, got others to work hard. You know, there's never a time off when you're in charge of the team like that. I thought he did a great job both on and off the field. You know, he's an athlete and he's a student athlete, so we take pride in the student coming first, and he shows it. I know his stats on offense showed well. He provided for us when we didn't have much going on, and also on defense, he took charge. You know, he added turnovers and then went to go score the ball. And couldn't be more proud of this athlete right here, and that our MVP for football this year is going to be Cristian Aranda.
As y'all can see, none of this is rehearsed right here, so it's good to watch these guys have to talk right here. I know in the past, I think the ADs talked all this, but it's good for them to talk about their team. So they're getting a good lesson tonight. So bear with it right there. They didn't rehearse it, I promise you that. So they're doing a good job. The next award we want to give out is it's a Dilly Award. They're all Dilly Awards, I understand that, but this is named after a gentleman here that coached here for years. I never got the privilege to meet him, but I've heard a lot of stories about him and what he meant to Dilly when he was here. And how fitting would it be, you know, contacted the Obregon family about giving out this award. So I'd like to call the Obregon family here to give out the Saul Obregon Award.
like Coach said, it's a good feeling seeing everybody here together once again after a really, really hard year. So this is real nice. And I'd like to start by welcoming back Coach Silva. And thank you for giving our family the opportunity to present my dad's award once again. We sometimes forget about traditions, and at the same time, we lose a little bit of someone's history in the process. So being here again tonight, it just helps everybody remember that this award means so much to our family because it helps carry on Coach Obregon's legacy that he left here in Dilley. For those who don't know anything about Coach Obregon, he was born and raised here in Dilley. Growing up, he was an athlete, just like everyone here tonight. And with that, I would like to share a newspaper clipping that was given to me. And so many people as I was growing up who knew my dad had these newspaper clippings, and I have a whole bunch of them, and I thank everybody who saved this stuff. Because like I said, it's somebody's legacy. And I hope that with the athletes out here tonight, that your family has done the same thing with your newspaper clippings and your stories, so it's carried on for generation after generation. So this clipping was given to me, and we're having a hard time finding the exact year because Miss O doesn't really like to give us her true age, and so we're not really sure. So we're going to say circa 1961. 62, there we go. So yes, well, okay. 1962, the Wolves had just made the playoffs in football, and this article was written about Coach Obregon prior to their first playoff game, and I want to share it with you. And this came out of the Express News way back then. It says, right halfback Saul Obregon, a 5'8", 150-pound senior, heads the attack with his 1,089 net yards, which has given him 17 touchdowns. He has also run 11 extra points, giving him 124 total points. Obregon's longest run this season has been a 92-yarder, but he also has 5 other runs of more than 50 yards. Able to go either way, Obregon has played a big part in the Wolves' defense. He has intercepted 5 aerials thrown by opponents and returned 2 for touchdowns. So Coach O went on to graduate from Saul Ross State University, and several years later returned to Dilley along with his wife, who you all know as Miss O. That's my mom. They both returned to Dilley to teach and coach, as did Miss O. You guys probably don't know, but when Miss O first got here, she was one heck of a basketball coach. And you may not think so, but she's one heck of a basketball player too. And she could blow that whistle like nobody's business. I was a gym rat, grew up in the old gym during practice and games, and remember seeing her yell at players and yell at refs, and it was quite fun growing up in the old gym, watching my mom and dad both coach. So I was also fortunate to play under my dad in football, basketball, track. Coach Obregon also led the boys cross-country team to one of their first state appearances. For the short time he was my coach, he always taught athletes that it wasn't so much about winning all the time. Instead, he used his profession to teach us that it was more about learning how to be a leader, a teammate who would be there to always lift others up, learning discipline, and how to respect everyone all the time. And to him, that was winning. And that is what this award is all about. So you'll always remember that coach who made an impact on you. You'll tell stories about him once in a while. And don't ever forget those stories. Pass them on to your children. But most important, Use what they taught you so that you can become an outstanding individual in everything you do in your life. So this year, the athletes, I believe, who stood out most to the coaching staff and exhibited those characteristics that Coach Obregon believed so much in is, if I could have the plaque, please. Let me just double check. Again, we have 2021, the Obregon family, the coaching staff, Dilley Independent School District. We'd like to present this award, which means so much to me and the family, to Vicente Correa and Adrian Carrasco. That's Adrian?
Thank you, Saul. The last football award, I'd like to recognize a young man. We're having our first annual South Texas Coaches Association All-Star Football Game. And after conferring with Coach Rodriguez on some couple of nominations, I submitted a couple of nominations, and we had one young man selected to play in the first annual South Texas Coaches All-Star Football Game, which will be held Saturday, May 22nd in Pleasanton. And the young man that was selected was Mr. Christian Aranda. The next one I'd like to call up, we're going to switch gears a little bit. I'm going to call Miss Kelly Dubose, cheerleader.
I just want to say thank you, Coach Silva, for allowing us to be a part of it. This is the first year that Cheer's been allowed to be a part of the sports banquet, so I appreciate that. I do want to say that maybe not everybody understands how much time my girls, my mascot, puts in, but they are athletes, and they truly work hard, and they, like Chloe said, after they go to volleyball, after they go to cross country, after they go to band, then they have to come to me for a couple of hours. And we throw girls and boys in the air, and we do a lot of stuff. And so they get hurt nightly, and I appreciate their time. Parents, I appreciate you. This is my 7th year. I do it by myself, and I appreciate you because without you, I couldn't do it. The girls, Anthony, they're amazing, and trust me, I learn way more from them than they learn from me. Things I cannot forget. So I'm gonna do mine a little different. So as I call your name, if you'll come up here and get your medal and your certificate, I'm going to do seniors first. It'll be easier for a picture, and then we'll do each class. So thanks again for allowing us to be a part of it. My first senior cheer captain, Miss Anna Marie Rodriguez. Anna Marie was also our All-American and was able to perform for us at Florida at Disney. Normally, All-Americans get to go to London, but this year, because of COVID, she went to Florida and participated. My next senior, Karina Gonzalez, my cheer co-captain. Karina was also a member of our senior group that went to Florida. We, each year we do football, we do basketball, we do UIL cheer competition. We fundraise year round, we work out all summer, and my seniors get to go to Florida, and so she was able to go to Florida and participate in Disney. My senior cheer co-captain, Mia Valenzuela. Mia also went to Disney and performed in the parade there. Another senior of mine, Andrea Sandoval. She also performed at Disney. Senior Angelina Ford also performed at Florida. Senior Jackie Gonzalez also performed at Florida. My juniors, junior All-American, Haley Young. Junior All-American, Natalie Garza. Both of these ladies also went to Florida and performed. Junior Dee Gonzalez. Junior Blanca Muniz. Sophomores, Raina Martel. Sophomore, Rena Ochoa. Sophomore, Gisele Castillo. And my freshman group, Araceli Aranda, Sienna Garcia, Chloe Rodriguez, freshman Janelyn Aguilar, freshman Liliana Gonzalez, and my mascot, All-American this year, Anthony Guetta. Anthony was supposed to perform at the Citrus Bowl in Florida, and due to COVID, he wasn't able to, but he's our All-American, and this year, Anthony, we're going, right? Right, Anthony? Thank you. Now I'm going to introduce girls basketball. I'm assuming Chloe? That's you. Miss Chloe Torres, girls basketball.
I'm too big. Thank you, Ms. Dubose. Can the girls that participated in the Lady Wolves basketball team please stand up? Zenny, that's you. And can you give them a round of applause? These girls do awesome. This year we got shut down, how many times, girls? Like 4 to 5 times because of COVID? 5 times. So this season was really crazy, really hectic. Thank you to the parents, to the coaching staff. Thank you to my middle school staff, Coach Rubio, Coach Hawkins, Coach Payne, Coach Ramondi, for helping us. It was tough, but the girls came out every Tuesday and Friday ready to fight, ready to play. Again, you saw them. It's the same girls from volleyball, basketball, and you're going to see them again in track and softball. Girls, I want to thank y'all for the hard work that we've put in. It was a long season, and I wouldn't do it any other way. For the second team all-district, we have Desiree Gonzalez. First team all-district, Geraldine Gonzalez. I also have 2 seniors on this team, but I want all of the seniors that I've coached this year. So Gotti Gonzalez, please stand up. Skylar Bradshaw, please stand up. Mia Valenzuela and Miati Garcia, can y'all please stand up? Can y'all give them a round of applause, please? I've had the opportunity to coach these girls for the last 3 years in several different sports. I'm going to tell you, these girls are the sweetest group of girls I've ever worked with. They're a yes ma'am group. They're let me fix it, Miss Coach Torres. Let me do what I got to do to get better. Girls, thank you again so much for this. My coaching career would not be anything without you four, and I want to thank y'all so much for that. And our volleyball MVP. Oh my God. Sorry guys, that's always on my mind. Basketball MVP is a girl who, she's awesome. I told her to come out to volleyball. She has. I've told her to go out to cross country. She has. I've told her to go out to track, and she's done it. She's done everything I've asked her to with a yes ma'am personality. She's at practice. She's even gotten to practice late and tells me, Coach Torres, I'm so sorry. I'll fix it. Let me do it. And then I cannot wait for next year. She's going to come out really hard and strong this next year, and she's an awesome little athlete. Our MVP for basketball is Geraldine Gonzalez. I'm so proud of you. Coach Wadley, if you can please come up.
If there are any basketball players here, please stand up and be recognized at this time. Like Coach Torres just said, COVID was real tough on basketball. I can honestly say we probably got swabbed in the noses more than anybody in the district this year. I'd like to thank my coaching staff, Coach Garcia, Coach Autry. Without these guys, half of our season wouldn't even be possible. I don't know how many times Coach Autry had to restrain me, so for him, I thank him. For Lonnie, calling timeouts when needed. I don't see Jamaica and Mia here. They were my statisticians, and without them, there they are. Please stand up. Out of everything we're losing this year, those are the hardest two to replace. When I tell you they're on top of the stats, they're on top of the stats. I know percentages before the quarter's even in, and I know who's had turnovers. I know who scored the most points. And for them, I thank them. Our freshmen didn't get to play many district games, but when they played, they won and were 2-1. Our JV was 4-5. And our varsity, even though we were 4-10 in district, we had some great moments. For those of you who don't know, I would tell these guys, if you look at the stats on Max Preps, there's at least 5 of you in the top 25 in 3A in state in some form or fashion. Whether it's points per game, steals per game, blocks per game, assists per game, we were right there. And we were competitive throughout the entire season. Just came up short several times. Honorable mention, if you'll stand up, I'd like to recognize you at this time, Garrett Castor. Kristen Aranda. Charles Morales. And Vicente Cantu. We did have one make second team all-district, and that was senior Ike Rodriguez. And our basketball MVP was first team all-district. He led the district in blocks per game, finished the season with 105 blocks on the year. He was first in the state in Division 3A in blocks per game in total blocks. And he also finished the season ranked 3rd in the nation in blocks per game. Our MVP is Landon Keck. Next up, we'll have boys and girls powerlifting with Coach Maldonado.
Like all the other coaches, we tried to negotiate through COVID, and but nevertheless, we had a great powerlifting season. I'd first like to thank my assistant coach, Coach Moreno, for helping out so much. I also like to thank Coach Jay Autry for coordinating things. Like I said, the powerlifting season was kind of wonky. We had some dual meets. We had a boys meet, and then the next week we'd have a girls meet. And sometimes there were dual meets, sometimes there were smaller meets. We were trying to use all the COVID protocol, but nevertheless, all these young people I'm extremely proud of. They came and they practiced every day, and they had great effort. Great effort. You know, we talked about just Dilly Pride, Wolf Pride, and they brought it with them every single competition. And I think each one of them medaled at least one time at each meet. I'm going to start off on the boys' side. And boys, as I call your name, if you'll please stand up. Carlos Gonzalez. Vicente Correa. Adrian Carrasco. Alex Alvarez. Jay Crane, Lionel Martinez, Raul Molina, Jonathan Trevino, and Gabe Tanhanina. Like I said, each one of these young men improved week to week. And there's especially one young man that was probably our lightest lifter. He lifted in the 132-pound class. He improved every week. He ended up becoming a regional qualifier and placed 10th in the region. And our boys powerlifting MVP is Damian Rodriguez. On the girls' side, we had a great team. We had a team of one. We wanted to get more girls out, but because of basketball and all the crazy scheduling that was going on, it was hard to get the girls get to the girls' meet. But this one young lady, she came and she just represented Dilley every single week. I think her goal at the beginning was to make the regional meet. She came up short the previous year, but every week she came with it, and every week she improved on her maxes. And we're so proud of her effort. She ended up becoming a regional qualifier, and she placed 8th in the region. And our girls' MVP is Kelsey Iguia. And we'll make sure we get those awards to those young people. Next up is Coach Hawkins with tennis.
This year's players are Santos Pettis, Ashton Flynn, Jose Rodriguez, Reina Ochoa, Gisele Castillo, Gia Gutierrez, and Denise Tiarina. If you're here, would you please stand up? We had a small team this year. I think it's a rebuilding year. Learning different ways to serve, hit forehands and backhands. Gisele. I had a good time. Had a fun time. I hope they did too. Everyone, when they went to tournaments, they played the best they could. That's all I could ask for. I hope to get more people out next year. Mia? And I want to pay a special thanks to Chloe Torres and Mr. Getch. They helped me a lot. I was out there with the cane for a little while, and then I'd drop it, and then I'd pick it up, or somebody would pick it up for me. But next year, I think I'm going to be good to go. Both my hips, I got new hips, so I'm ready to go. MVP for this year is Denise Tiarina. Next up is Coach Alfaro with golf.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Coach Jose Alfaro. I'm the boys and girls golf coach. Let me first start off by giving you a little history about last year. Last year, we were one of the few sports that actually were shut down thanks to COVID. And we came up just a bit short last year with going after a district title in both the boys and the girls team. But thankfully this year we were able to finish our season. And I'm here to talk about our boys golf team. So those of you boys who are here, please stand up and get a round of applause. I have senior Ashton Lampard, Junior Jay Crane, sophomore Ashton Flynn, and Braden Foster. All right. I want to talk to y'all a little bit about our senior, Ashton. He's actually going to be leaving us to Michigan once he graduates. He'll be attending some junior college up there. And I want to wish him the best of luck. He gave us a good ride here and helped us out here with the boys team. Our MVP for the boys side is Braden Foster. You can come on down. Braden is our MVP because he rightfully deserves it. I mean, he's been working hard all last summer and especially during COVID. He picked up the golf bug and hasn't let it go. He's grinding it every day, trying to make himself a better golfer. And I know that this year he made it to regionals. He actually posted a really good score in regionals and placed in the top 45 in our region. And next year our goal is to do better, or if in fact maybe possibly state. It's doable for him. All right, so Braden Foster. Next are our lady golfers. Ladies, if you go ahead and stand up, please. I have senior Skylar Bradshaw, junior Belle Gertman, sophomores Jaslyn Bradshaw and Cristiana Parado, freshmen Deja Bradshaw, Tatiana Gonzalez, and Denisa Tijerina. These fine young ladies represented us very well at the district tournament, and we should, in fact, have a back-to-back district because we were on our way to, like I said, to gain that district title last year, but cut short of COVID. This year we went there, we took care of business and came out with a district championship. First team was Belle Gertman and Jaslyn Bradshaw. Second team was Cristiana Prado, and honorable mention was Skylar Bradshaw and Denisa Tijerina. Skylar is one of our seniors who will be graduating this year and will be attending the Western Colorado University in Gunderson, Colorado. Like her and Ashton, I wish him the best of luck and thank you for everything y'all did for us. Our MVP, like I said, is Belle Gertman. She is, come on down, Belle. For those of you that don't know that, she's actually #1 in her class. She's also this year's captain, and because of her outstanding scores, she has earned the MVP for the girls' side. She placed second overall in our district, and in regionals, she actually was good enough to place 22nd in the region by herself, no ties. So with a little bit of fine-tuning, I really think that she has a real good chance of hopefully making it to state. She knows the goals that we need to do, with a little fine-tuning, like I said, and we should be there. All right. So our boys and girls golf team, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, Coach Rios with the girls track team.
Chloe wants to say a speech now. No. Will the Lady Wolves girls track team please stand? These girls, we started off slow with a few girls, a handful of girls. By third track meet, we had a whole squad. And these girls were playing multiple sports, so it was hard for them to get to track, get to softball. Sometimes they wouldn't show up, but it was hard. But they still managed to go to the track meet. We had three girls make it to the area, which was Skylar Bradshaw in the pole vault, Jasmine Bradshaw in the triple jump, and Janae Galindo in shot put. We had two seniors, Isabel Hernandez and Skylar Bradshaw. They will be missed next year, but we've got a small group coming back and we're ready for it. So this year's MVP is Janae Galindo. She was our area runner-up, our district runner-up, our area champion, and our regional qualifiers. Next up is Coach Flo.
This year, track was a little bit different because of the COVID-19. Only 4 teams could participate at a meet, so we were kind of formed like a co-op. There were 8 of us schools, and like only 4 teams could show at a time. And the only reason we did this so that JV, varsity and JV teams could participate at the same time. Otherwise, the varsity would have to go to one meet, JV go to another meet, and we just couldn't arrange that. So anyway, before I introduce our athletes, I'd like to introduce our coaches. And again, Coach James Rodriguez, who was our state runner-up in the 800-meter run back in 2015, so it's glad to have him back. And he was the one that helped me mostly with the distance runners. The other ones was Coach Watley. And when he came to me, I said, Coach, I want you to help me with the hurlers. I cannot demonstrate like I used to a couple of years ago, but I can show you. So anyway, but he did a heck of a job with our hurlers. And then Coach Rios, who helped with the girls, and Coach Marcos Rubacabla, which helped me with the pole vaulters, and Ms. Ramondi, and Ms. Rios, who helped us with the girls' throwers. Now, on our boys' side, again, it's not easy when you're doing other sports. And not only that, but when it comes to like track, cross country, it's punishment. It's punishment not only on the legs, but on the whole body. And usually when those kids come to practice, I mean, you know, you never want to tell them their workout. They always ask, but you don't really give them the complete workout because surprisingly, how many Hail Marys and Our Fathers you hear when you tell them what they have to do. So, but anyway, this year, like I said, we didn't have very many runners. I'm sure times, things have changed. But still, we managed to had 8 athletes out there. And to my surprise, every meet we went to, we usually wind up in 3rd place, even 2nd place. Then we go to district, and there were really 9 schools in our district this year, just like in cross country. And I was very proud of these young athletes because with just those 8 kids, we managed to finish 4th place in district, just 10 points out of 3rd place. So every one of those athletes, too, that ran a district, every one of them qualified to the area meet. And then out of those 8 athletes, well, 7 managed to advance to regionals. And our MVP, and this is another hard decision because, like I said, you get these athletes, and they go out there, and it's just pure punishment, okay? You know, no timeouts, no breaks, no halftime, no quarters. Just when that gun starts, you better get those legs to run. And not only that, everybody wants to come to track, wants to come out to track. Everybody wants to be a sprinter. And they first start questioning you, well, if I'm just going to run the 100, can I just run hundreds in practice? Well, it doesn't work that way. It's a little bit different. But anyway, like I said, we still had a great season, even though we did not have that many athletes. And it's really an honor to mention these two guys as our MVPs, because like I said, it's not easy. Everybody, whether they win first, second, or third place, everybody goes out there and they really give it all they have. And this young man, like I said, I know him and I, we would go back and forth last year. I could not make him understand, but he kind of opened his eyes a little bit better this year, and he did an outstanding job as a quarter miler. So one of our MVPs, Isai Luzano. Will you please come up here? The other athlete is a senior, and we're going to miss him because this young man, I would say, hey, I need a hurler, I need a jumper, whatever, and he would go out there. And last year when COVID-19 shut us down, he was really coming along. And then this year we started, and he just came out of basketball. We went out there, started practice, and first thing I know, he pulls a hamstring, so that shut him back down to 3 weeks back. So for him starting all over again, it was not easy. But anyway, he was managed to go on to regionals in the hurdles, 110 high hurdles, high jump, triple jump, long jump, and it's an honor to name, excuse me, Mr. Christian Aranda. Will you please come up here? And again, all your other athletes, thank you. As you can see, most of them will be back and stronger next year. Thank you. Our next sport is Babe Ruth baseball. Lonnie.
Me again, back at the podium. First of all, I just like to thank my assistants, not only for coaching up and having to deal with the kids this season, but also having to deal with me as well. And I just want to thank them for everything that they did for the program. Next, I'd like to recognize the baseball team. So those of you that participated this year, if you can just please stand up to be recognized. Next, I'll go ahead and mention the all district selections. As I call your name, you can just please stand up. Seth Gano, honorable mention outfielder. Jonas Rodriguez, honorable mention outfielder. Caden Vega, honorable mention first base. Josiah Osio, second team All-District third baseman. Deuce Cano, second team All-District utility. Sergio Gauna, second team All-District pitcher. Abel Garcia, second team All-District second base. And Garrett Castor, second team All-District shortstop. And those are your 2021 Dilly Wolves baseball All-District selections. Next, I just want to say that I just this year just appreciated the fact that we got to get out there on the field. I know last year we were halfway through the season and COVID hit, just shut down everything completely. Not only the schools and the sports, but everything out in the world as well. But I just want to come out and just say that just appreciate that this season. I'm honored as well to coach these boys, not only in baseball, but in all the other sports that I'm a coach. And sometimes, I mean, we're out there being competitive and stuff, but you can't take things like what we went through for granted, and just appreciate the fact that I'm out there and able to coach these young boys into men, and that's what I'm trying to do as well. And just want to say I appreciate that. And so for our MVPs, I actually have two MVPs. One of the MVPs, he led the team in batting average, hits, runs scored, and stolen bases. He actually, this was his first full year actually playing the position that he played, which was a catcher. And he's actually coming along to become to become a good catcher, and just taking that role and grabbing it by the horns and just becoming the player that he is. And that player is Juan Duscano. And for our next MVP, this guy, he's been there since my first year. He was actually a sophomore. He just every year that he came out, he was just, you can just see how he was excelling and getting better and better every year. And I just, like I said, I just had the honor to be able to coach this young man. He led the team in strikeouts as well as defensive putouts. One game he had, I believe it was almost 13 to 14 strikeouts against Poth, which that's probably one of the rarest. Probably I've never seen that before in a high school game. And that player, that athlete, is Garrett Castor. And then just one more thing, I'd just like to thank the community and the parents again, just for the support that you give to these boys and girls. From the coaches, we just thank y'all for that. Next Next, we'll have the all-around girl MVP. Actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, he skipped actually. Next, we'll have Coach Autry, and he'll be presenting softball.
I want to apologize. I think I forgot to mention the 8 runners. So anyway, but I do want to mention one thing that, like I said, we were not very many, but I think just about everybody, every meet we went to, everybody came back home with a medal. And like I said, those 8 guys that we had were just outstanding athletes. Sorry about that. Will you guys please stand up? Whatever we got out there. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks.
Okay, at this time, can I get all the softball girls to stand up, please? Let me first start off by saying this group of girls is one of the funniest bunches that I've ever had. Every day I come to practice, they're like, hey, coach, you in a good mood? I don't know. We'll see how y'all's mood is. If they're in a good mood, I'm in a good mood, and they're quick to notice when I'm not in a good mood. This season, starting off this season, we did a great job coming out to our tournaments. We placed second in our tournament, and then went around next weekend and placed third in the Carrizo tournament. We have a great bunch of girls. I know our 2 seniors. Could you please stand up? Miyadi Garcia and Mia Valenzuela. Girls, y'all are going to be missed very, very much. You have 2 of the biggest hearts that I've ever seen, and I thank you for this year. Going into our all-district selections, we had honorable mention shortstop Katie Valdez. Center field Blanca Muniz. Catcher Reina Martel. And right field Araceli Aranda. Our second team, all-district selection, was third base Mia Valenzuela. And our first team, all-district selection, was pitcher Faith Absidy Aranda. Like I said, the outcome of this season doesn't show how good this group of girls really is. They can go deep into playoffs, and I just think that the work ethic is the biggest thing that we need to change throughout the athletic department. Okay, these girls have heard me time and time again, and I'm sure I'm going to get, oh my God, again, but mistakes happen. And the main thing that I wanted them to get out of this season was respond to it, and respond to it in a positive way. And not just in athletics, but it's going to carry over into life, because you are going to make mistakes. Everybody in this room has made a mistake at some point. So girls, take that with you. Come next year, those 2 seniors, thank you so much. Thank these girls so much, because girls softball, I got a headache. Okay? I got a big one, but I love y'all very much for that, okay? Y'all have made me grow. I've grown as a coach, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. Now to our MVP. This young lady, she came out every game, and she just did her best, her absolute best, every single game. I didn't get one complaint. If I did get a complaint, it was about herself. And I wish that would change a little bit, because she's a great athlete and a great person, and that is Miss Faith Absidy Aranda. Again, I'd just like to thank my coaches, Coach Rubio and Coach Payne. Without you, practice would be chaotic. So thank you very much. Next up, we're going to have the all-around girls MVP, and that will be the girls coaching staff.
So when we came together and discussed what an MVP was, I talked to the staff here, and out of this staff, 2 are from Dilley, the other 2 are just here. Just kidding, I love them. I'm from Dilley too now, I live in Millet. So I'm a Dilley girl. But when we talked about it, I kept telling Coach Autry and Coach Rios, Coach Rubio, Coach Payne, Coach Ramondi, come up here. Oh, she's stuck. And I told them what Dilley girls used to be back then to me when I used to play them. I'm from a town down south. And Dilley girls, they were tough, they were rough, they were awesome athletes, multi-sport athletes. I would look at them and I thought my height would take advantage of them, and no, I was really wrong. They were much, much stronger than me. So when I came to Dilley and I got the group of girls that I did, Miati and Mia, Skylar, Gotti, y'all were my first group, and I look back at it and I appreciate every moment of it. But y'all remind me a lot of the girls I used to play against, and those girls know who they are. I see them now because I work at the elementary, and they have kids in elementary. And I take a lot of pride in that, and I hope y'all do too, because y'all's Wolf Pride shows every night, whether it's on Tuesday, Friday, every practice. And girls, y'all are a great group of girls to have. So when we talked about an MVP, I said that multi-sport athlete thing, that yes, ma'am, the coachable, the integrity these girls have, and who's able to come out every night and say, I can win, yes, I can, yes, I will. And that's exactly what we've been doing with our Lady Wolves program, is we're trying to bring that back. We're trying to bring that strength back. We're trying, Zenny, Blanca, they've been my junior group, Absidy, they've been there from the beginning, from their freshman year, and every year we just get better and better. And because of y'all, we are here today. And with y'all and my coaching staff and with the rest of the athletic department, we would like to announce the Lady Wolves MVP of the 2020-2021 athletic year. Goes to Mia Valenzuela. Flo, you don't want to come up here? Oh, you're good? Just making sure. Next up, will the boys staff please stand up?
Okay, after talking to all our coaches and, going over some of the things that we decided that would be our all-around male athlete, we look for, are they a multi-sport athlete? Do they have a great attitude? Do they work hard? And can they make others better? And we decided that this young man is all of those and even more. I believe that he's a leader on and off the field. And wherever he's at, eyes go towards him, and he just does what he needs to do. And for the past 4 years, I'm from Dilley, so I know this young man, and he's worked hard from his freshman year all the way to his senior year. And he's a great athlete, and we're going to miss him dearly. Our all-around male athlete is Christian Aranda.
we start to close this banquet, as I've mentioned it a few times, amongst the staff and so forth, I call this the end of a new beginning. The 2021 season is officially over after the sports banquet, and the new year starts. I tell the juniors, you're now seniors in terms of athletics, sophomores, juniors, freshmen, sophomores, and I'm working with the junior high kids at the 8th grade. I've told them, athletic, you're freshmen now. And so it's great. Before I get into the closing remarks, I want to recognize a gentleman, known him forever that I've been here. How fitting to have his son here. But I want to recognize Coach Autry, who's going to be retiring this year. So, Coach, I'd like for you to come up and take this plaque here.
I wasn't expecting to do this, but here I am. It's been 31 years since I came to Dilley, and I've enjoyed every minute I've been here. I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere, and this is my home. There are other places where I spent time with my family, my parents and my sisters growing up. But like I said, I've been here 31 years, and this is definitely home for us. All of our kids, Andrew, my oldest, was about that high when we came here, was 1 year old. And so our other 3 boys were all born here. They're all been raised in Dilley, all graduated from Dilley. So for our family, not just myself, for my family, my wife, our kids, this is our home, and we love every one of you in this community. And I appreciate the opportunity to have been a part of this community for so long. The first year I was here, this young man that came up and talked about the Saul Obregon Award was a senior. And he wasn't very big, but he was tough. Him and Billy Ochoa were our 2 inside receivers, and pound for pound, the 2 of the toughest kids I've ever seen. They would get after it, and that whole team would get after it. They were, as a group, they were tough. And we've got a lot in common, Saul and I do. That year, 31 years ago, neither one of us had gray hair. And today, we've got a lot of it. I've got a lot more than he does, but I see quite a bit on him, too. But I appreciate all the years I've been here. This man over here is like my brother. I've known him for all but one of those years, and I don't have a biological brother, but I've got a brother, because this guy right here has been with me, since I've been here. I appreciate him. I love him very much. I guarantee you, he's going to bring back Wolf Pride, and things are going to come back.
And if you see him out there 8th period right now, he might go back on that retirement. So I won't count it out yet. I know he still has that fire, and the kids are to respond to that. In closing, I know I'm trying to get you out of here, storm brewing out there and so forth. Our goal is to get out here at 8:30. It's 8:28, so we're pretty close. Again, the expectations, as Coach said, they're up there. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm in for the long haul, but I'm not waiting to have success down the road. As I told the guys today, seniors, you don't have but 1 year. So we're in fast forward mode right now in learning what we're doing. We're doing everything on the run, and we're doing everything full speed. And so expectations are there, and again, I told them I wouldn't have it any other way. So we're going to get after it and be successful. That's all I know since, been here. And so, again, these young men, young women are working hard. They want to be successful, and we're going to help them. As coaches, they're learning something new as well. Got a lot of young ones. And so, I'm sitting here coaching kids, and I'm looking over there, and we're going to get it. We're going to get it. We're all going to learn together, and that's just the way it is. I tell them we're going to be the example, and we do it on the run. We do it moving. We do it fast, and that's just the way it is. The kids are doing a great job. I'm proud of them. So the expectations, again, will be extremely high. And I tell the boys, and I look at, as I told you earlier, I see the crowd here. And I told them one day when I gave them one of the final talks there at the end of the period, you look over at that football field and visualize the stands packed. I don't know if they've been packed in a while, but get ready because you're fixing to play in front of big crowds. Example being tonight, look at the crowd that showed up tonight. You're going to get support, I promise you that. And so, again, parents, I need your help. Right now, more than any. And you probably need our help as well. Yes, it's been a tough year, but I hope we quit saying that. I hope we quit saying that and start getting normal again. We can't be checking young men, young ladies out to miss athletic period. We can't have that. We can't have that. Everybody's got to work, and it takes all of us. And I promise you, we all work together, it's going to get good around here again. I promise you that. Mr. Solis, thank you for all your support. Dr. Castro couldn't make it this evening, but we've got good administrators that are going to support athletics, band, cheerleading, everything. We've got it. We're going to do it all together. And so, again, I appreciate you tonight. I thank you. I thank you for all the support. I thank my wife. She had to step down as a board member so that I could come on. So I appreciate that. And so, again, thank y'all, and get ready for a great year coming up. Thank y'all for showing up tonight. Thank y'all. That concludes the ceremonies. Be careful on your way home. And, again, I thank y'all for showing up tonight. Great seeing y'all.